Hey, what's up, YouTube? Today's video is just going to be a quickie. It's about don't overlook things that you might think are simple that really don't matter, because they might actually matter. And also, this is a confirmation of my diagnosis that my pulleys / sheaves were worn and it's causing premature belt failure on the back end. So I got my parts in and it's beautiful now. Had to get a whole new clutch assembly, whole new bottom sheave, and I got the correct belts that it's supposed to have, rubber cog B belts, and this thing is spectacular. There's no more slipping whatsoever. Mowed today through some pretty heavy stuff, and it bogged the motor down pretty heavy, and before it would have just slipped and the deck would have just stopped spinning. Didn't happen at all today, so I'm happy with that. But the thing I wanted to point out was the little thing that you really wouldn't think mattered is that little tailpipe I put on there. Because before, I don't know what this machine had. It didn't come, this thing, I've been putting it back together. It's been pieced together since 1996, and I've just been trying to straighten everything out. When a problem comes up, I tackle it. So I always noticed back here in this area was really hot. And I was like, this exhaust, the muffler comes down and just dumps straight down into this hole right here. So at one time, I don't know what the factory looks like. It might come out the back here, I don't know. But whatever reason, the tip rusted off. And whoever the owner was figured, well, it ain't no big deal. It's just exhaust gas, and it's just blowing straight down through that hole. No big deal. And there's no sense in spending a couple $100 on a new muffler whenever it's working just fine. Well, unbeknownst to me, there were some other issues I've always had with this machine. I just thought it was normal. Number one, after mowing for about 2 hours, my hydraulics was so hot that I would actually lose power. It would have a hard time turning, and I definitely couldn't go up any kind of inclines with it. And also, my temperature always ran hot. Like, middle of the gauge is normal, and it'd be up to 3/4. Sometimes get into the danger zone. And it's got clean coolant. I put clean antifreeze in it, flushed the system, but I just figured maybe the radiator was old and stopped up. Well, so this repair didn't cost me nothing. I had just laying around in my scrap pile. I welded it in there, and a whole bunch of things changed. It's not hot back here anymore. The whole machine is cooler to operate. It's before you'd sweat your butt off, it was actually cool and comfortable to operate the machine. My engine coolant stayed at least dead center, if not a little bit over here, and I never lost the power of my hydraulics. So this whole time the exhaust has been blowing straight down, but I guess it's probably hitting the ground and just like fanning out like that. So the radiator fan, basically it's recirculating hot exhaust gas this whole time instead of shooting it out the side like I got it, or out the back, or however the factory would have done it. But you would have never thought about that. So something as simple as this little tailpipe coming out of the muffler, getting this hot exhaust gas out of here, just completely changed the whole dynamic of this machine. So, don't overlook the little things. Like these people, whoever owned this machine, the tip broke off, rusted off, whatever it was, and they're like, no big deal. Well, it was a big deal. It caused the PTO assembly to get excessively hot. It caused the engine not to be able to cool correctly because it's recirculating hot exhaust gas. And also the hydraulic drive, it gets its air from underneath. It's got fans that blow right on the pumps. So if it's blowing hot exhaust air, that's really not dissipating any heat. All that from a daggum tip on a muffler. And So that's that. Don't overlook the small things. And I see I'm going to have to change this sheave right here. You can actually see the groove right there. That's how far down it's worn. And to prove that it's becoming a big deal, I put both these belts on here new at the same time, and these are expensive belts. I don't know if you can see it. You can kind of see it. This belt is running flush with this pulley, and this belt is actually worn down a bit and is actually riding inside of this pulley. So the sides of this belt are being worn excessively, and you know, it's just not good. So now I'm gonna have to buy another pulley from over there. This pulley's good, it's new. I had to replace it when I got the machine. You know, who knows about these other two? They seem to be okay. I know that on my drive down here, these pulleys are completely shot. You can see how far down the belt is riding in there. That's crazy. That idler right there, you can't really see it, but it's almost square. It's worn down so bad. So, you know, it's one of them things. You know, if it wouldn't have been for the fact that I got this machine for free, it wouldn't have been worth the investment replacing. I mean, I've had to literally almost rebuild this entire machine, and you know, it's up in the thousands now for parts, but it's a good machine, and it's worth it, I think, because I mean, to buy a new machine, I'm going to be spending thousands anyways. So that's it, YouTube. Just wanted to share with you the little stupid thing, an exhaust pipe, how much things can change by it not being there.